Hi, it's Mrs. Stitches or Sheila. Today's date is October 20th, 2025. We are sure moving along. Before you know it, it's going to be Halloween. I tell you, doing these Vlog-O-Ween sure makes the month go by really fast. So today I have my Advent, I have a finish, I have a new start, and I have a whip. So a little bit of everything to show you. So we'll start off with the Advent. Today's a lovely day today. Went for a walk with my neighbor. We go every Monday. And it was really, really nice out. Just kept saying, what a perfect fall day. Okay, so this should be our next part. And it is. Oh, no, it's not. Oh, it is not another part to the stitch along. This is to do with the floss and the Ada we got yesterday. It is a Canada flag. So, and I thought it was going to be something pumpkin-y. So those are definitely the colors we got yesterday. And so we got a pattern for a flag, and it'll fit on that little piece of Ada. So I might save that for, just because I got so much stitching, I might save that for Canada Day. That would be a good one. So there you go. That was the little mystery yesterday. It just took a little bit to happen. So I got another day. I'm glad I got my new start, because I can work on that a lot. So let me just grab my stuff that's right here. So let's show you the finish first. I finished the watchers. You knew I was going to get that done. I'm pretty happy with it. I'll have to. There's the watchers. So that is Dead End and Cemetery Street, and then the two birds and the column there. I think that turned out pretty good. So the only thing I messed up on is I did the same fabric as my other ones, and I don't have a lot of space here between Beware and the Watcher. So far I've done the 3 pieces on this piece of fabric, and I needed to have actually gone down a bit more. I had more space down here, but oh well. Oh well. I don't tend to do a lot with my finishes anyways, so it doesn't really matter. Okay, so my new start is, I showed you the other day, is this one, which is called Ghostly Heights by Amanda Elliott of Haunted Frames. Ghostly Heights. And I picked a unusual fabric to do this on. So this is one of Stitchman Darcy's, and I believe it's called Blood of Thrones, Blood of Thrones, I think it's called. So I bought this some time ago, and I haven't actually, I just liked it. And he actually kind of dared, does anybody really want this? And so it's looking good. And I decided to do in the black of the eyes. And then I decided to do the black. I might do black around the ghost too, but I'm going to hold off on that for now. And I'll just see how things go to decide. So this is just the start of the hot air balloon. So just got a little start. And then the only other thing I got to show is my daily on my Sleepy Hollow. And I did a little extra today just because I was enjoying it so much and I wanted to get more done. And so I got his whole saddle thing done. So I was just doing the shiny, the Krynic there, and then I did the fill in. And so the next I'll go is I'll carry on with the horse right there. So it's coming along. So that's it for me. What has been happening? Not much. I think I've just been sitting and stitching. I really should do some housework. The place is, it's my bad. It's a disaster. We had our sink kind of break last night. So my husband went to town to pick up a new sink parts, faucets. And so he's going to be busy doing that. But I planted tulips yesterday. I went for a walk yesterday, so I did do that, and it was very nice. We have spectacular weather right now. And tomorrow we have a dentist appointment. Mine I think I'm probably going to get them to file the tooth. The filling they did, it's not feeling right. I think it's not, I think it's a little high in some spots. So it hasn't been I still notice it all the time. So I might get them to do a little filing, but I'm getting mostly fitted for a mouth guard, which somebody suggested I get them from the pharmacy. I actually have one from a pharmacy, but I do have insurance, and the dentist ones are better. And they are to last longer. I actually chewed through my last two from the dentist. So yeah. So anyways, it's I've been back and forth. There's other ways to get them too. You can get them online, but I've looked into it, and this is what I have decided on, is to get the one from the dentist. It is fitted better. So the ones from the pharmacy, they're just some soft plastic. They do last well, but they're actually, the mold is, they're very bulky, and yeah, I'm not, I can sleep with them, but it's coming out my mouth, so it's not very attractive. And a lot of it too is I snore, and so I'm thinking that if it's better fitting, I might actually not snore as much. I also got a snore guard one time, that didn't work, so I've been back and forth on all this. So I do have a couple of questions, but I don't think, well, let's see. Haven't done any more pumpkins yet. I got to get back on that. Why Freeport? So last I told you was why we came out to the West Coast specifically. Now, when we had actually done our honeymoon in St. John's, we actually bought a house, but then we backed out of the deal. But we still had our hearts set on moving to the West Coast. And so my husband, there's in Nova Scotia, there's a online app called Viewpoint, which shows all the houses for sale in Nova Scotia. My husband just started looking at all of them, and he kept sending me the cut sheets of all these different places. He sent me about 500. And then I tried to narrow it down to about 100. And then we had already signed up for a marathon in a place called Calbay. It's Eastern Passage, sort of, just a little bit near Dartmouth. And so we had a vacation plan, and we booked a longer vacation, 3 weeks in Nova Scotia, to actually look at the places. So all we had were these houses, and then we actually wanted to see what the different areas of Nova Scotia were like. And we inadvertently, Digby has a big thing called Wharf Rat Rally, and we happened to arrive just at Wharf Rat Rally. Wharf Rat Rally is like a big biker thing, and there's like 20,000 bikers that come, and we couldn't find a hotel for the life of us. We did find one, but we actually, I think we got in on somebody else's cancellation. So anyways, I think our first night was in Annapolis Royal, and then we went to Briar Island and stayed at the Briar Island Lodge. So that was our second night here. And right away we saw a house for sale, and we actually saw 3 in this area. And so we were looking at all of them, and one of them was the house we bought. We then we're just at the start of our trip, so we carried on with our trip and looked at all sorts of different spots. Some were in Granville Ferry. We went up to Liscombe. We had just had different spots, different ones we looked at, but our mind kept coming back to this house. And so in the end, we canceled part of our trip. I think it was Keji. We were supposed to be 2 nights in Keji. We canceled one night, and then we stayed an extra night at the lodge, and we kind of were looking at viewing the houses. And it was between this one and Liscombe, and I think we went back and looked at Liscombe again, and in the end we decided on this one. I am glad we did, because Liscombe is like, there's not much of a town. It was very buggy. It was a beautiful house, but it was a big house, and it probably would have been too much for us. It still hasn't sold, so there's got to be something said for that. So anyways, we bought this house, and we love where we live in Freeport. We're on the highway, but it's quiet enough because the ferries, that you only have traffic sort of once an hour for just a few minutes, and then it's all gone. And because it's a highway, it gets plowed in the wintertime. We also have a quiet road called Water Street, where we can walk the dog, or Cow's Ledge we also can walk. They're both very nice places. I got the library across the way. We got Town Digby. It's just got it. It's actually turned out to be sort of the perfect amount of community, not too much and not too little. And things are not that far away. So it all just happened. We were specifically looking for houses. We were also looking at PI. But this was almost the first one we saw. So anyways, my husband just honked. He's just back from Digby. So I shall go now. I will see you tomorrow. Take care, everybody. Happy stitching. Bye.